There's a movement online that's gained rapid growth and has a lot of eyes on it right now. And it promises something that men feel like they're missing: confidence, attraction, respect, called Looksmaxxing. And I want to be clear, I don't want to use this video to attack the people who are involved in it and who are pushing it. I want to get to the heart of it, understanding why it exists, understanding why it seems so appealing. But I reject it simply because appearance is a trap. It doesn't have order within it. And so I'd like this video to serve as a line in the sand for this channel. This channel is for the guys who feel like there's something missing from everything that gets served to them on this social media platter. It feels like fast food for men who want dignity and not just validation. So let's start here. Looks do matter. I'm not disputing that. Anyone telling you that they don't is either lying to themselves, insecure, or just coping. And so yes, how you dress, how you carry yourself, the habits that you hold, how you groom, and your presence, these things certainly do affect how the world takes you in, how your environment responds to you. I'm not anti-appearance or anti-aesthetics or self-care. I do really love those things. Appearance and all of those things cannot be what you have as a foundation and what you build your house upon. Otherwise, it'll just crumble. The problem with modern Looksmaxxing isn't necessarily effort or outcomes, although you could kind of debate that depending on how extreme you want to get, but it's about priority. In my opinion, it just teaches men to optimize the exterior at the expense of the interior. It's kind of like you're taking from one bucket to give to another. And the further that these lines converge from each other, it just gets bad. It's not sustainable. And what you can pour out, whether that be for yourself or for others, has to come from a place of being filled up internally. And if you're not, you're just going to be pouring emptiness into more emptiness. But I do think that you can become, I think the internet has proved this, visually impressive, but being absolutely empty inside and being a weak man. And I don't think weakness disappears because you become cuter, hotter, visually more impressive, jacked, taller, any of these things. I think it just becomes suppressed. It's like trying to push a balloon underneath the surface of the water. You can keep holding it there, but it's going to pop up. And every time, the further you push it down, the more aggressively it's going to rebound back up. I think why it's dangerous is because the obsession becomes the trophy or the finish line, which of course the goalposts always will move. Because once you hit one, you're like, oh, I feel empty. I feel broken, and just as ugly as I felt in the first place. So what's next for me? And it morphs. It's this Trojan horse that makes you feel like you are accomplishing things and makes you feel like you are becoming that man, the man that you have always wanted to be. Because sure, you are tracking things, you are improving, you are growing externally, and you're setting goals and accomplishing them, but you're not keeping promises. You're not building reliability, building discipline. It's none of that because it just comes from a place of brokenness, of insecurity. I think even outside of Looksmaxxing, when it comes to just the internet space as a whole, kind of health as well, it's about optimization. That's what self-improvement is these days. It's about more hacks, more supplements, tricks, and things that you can do to get ahead without investing as much effort. You see the men that I respect in my life physically, and even some of the ones online, but there's just less context, less trust, I guess, online when a screen is between two men. But those men that I have respect for, they don't feel optimized to me. They just feel stable. They feel grounded. They know who they are when times are tough, when times are easy, when they look good, when they look bad, when they have their health and when they don't. That foundation is just firm. They're not chasing every single self-improvement lever, trying to grasp at straws. They know who they are. And that informs their habits. That informs their circle. It informs the media that they consume. And that's exactly the man that I want to be. Because at the end of the day, I think you have to pick one. Sure, I think you can probably have both for a little bit. You can maintain like good, healthy markers of not being an incel in life, as well as being very focused on your appearance, Looksmaxxing, whatever you want to call it. But I think those lines will converge and they'll start spreading further and further until you have to make a decision who you want to be rooted as and who you want to be. And I'm speaking from a place of experience. I'm not speaking from a place of authority because I have absolutely dove in headfirst over more supplements, more biohacking, and then that bled into kind of more soft Looksmaxxing stuff. And I don't think those things are bad. I think, like, sure, I'm not going to get in limb lengthening surgery, even though perhaps I could use it. So I do have a line that I'm not going to cross. With the new year, I think comes a time of reflection, a time to audit your priorities, your past actions in the past year, as well as previous years, and being like, okay, is this who I want to be? Is this is who I'm becoming, is who I am now, what I want to be for the next year, for the next 5 years, 10 years, the rest of my life. If I answer that honestly, it's kind of no. It's kind of no. And so I'm not going to be throwing out fitness or health or doing things to take care of myself, grooming standards. I'm not throwing those in the trash can and saying I'm going all in on my heart. But I think I reached a point where the investment and the growth externally far outpaced the investment and the growth that I was feeling and having internally. When that happens, you're stealing from Peter to pay Paul. Absolutely butchered that one, but you guys know what I mean. You're taking a high interest loan out of yourself to put it into something that doesn't really matter, because I think when it comes to looks, it needs to blossom. It's just like a tree. It's like a plant that's healthy, that is doing well in its life, in its existence, will bear good fruit. And a plant that doesn't, it just simply won't. It'll wither up and die, or it'll just make some really shitty fruit. And I think like maybe a parallel that I could draw, but won't elaborate on, is it almost feels like the difference between Christianity and Judaism. A lot of the external markers, behaviors can be similar. A lot of the stuff that we take in and consume can be similar. The things that we study on. But I think there are distinct reasons why externally there are differences, and it'll be like appearance-wise, as well as lifestyle-wise. But at its ethos and at its core, there's a fundamental difference. And I think that I guess it just ended up elaborate on what I said I wanted. But I think that kind of really hits the heart of like Looksmaxxing versus, I saw this one YouTuber, he's a young male model. He said he wanted to start a movement called healthmaxxing. And I wonder if that kind of hits the nail on the head from a label standpoint with nomenclature. I think it's just a better fit because it encompasses, yes, the outward. But I think it starts with the inward. It starts with the health, but then it goes deeper. It goes into the mental health, and it goes into spiritual health, I believe. Only from there, when you fully optimize those three things, I think, can you start to be like, okay, I'm at a good place. I can start taking care of myself and start respecting myself. And sure, you can do things out of order a little bit. You can invest in one a little bit more heavily than the other in seasons, kind of like cutting and bulking when it comes to health. But if you stay perma-bulking, you're just going to get fat. And if you cut forever, you're going to become emaciated. It doesn't work when you go all in on one thing. And I think the modern man is a man that has to be well-rounded, a man who has to be well-equipped and well-studied. And so back to the New Year's thing, I kind of raised two questions to myself. I asked myself, do I want to be impressive or do I want to be dependable? Do I want to live a loud life with quiet results, or do I want to live a quiet life with results that speak for themselves? And I think that this year I've just had this like spark of calling to like document this journey for me. I think the channel will serve as accountability for myself, as well as hopefully inspiration to other men who are feeling the same things that I feel, who've gone through the similar things that I've gone through, and who might feel alone when you know that you don't have to be. So I think in closing, I don't think Looksmaxxing has to be deleted, but I think that we do need to separate character and appearance. I don't think that those two can inform each other. So let's bring order to our life and eliminate chaos. Let's develop some self-respect and stop chasing validation and cheap dopamine. And let's build a freaking spine before we build our image. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. I hope this video was helpful or resonated with you in some way. I'm excited to use this space and channel as a platform to talk about these kind of things. I want to talk about, yes, like how do we tangibly work on the internal? How am I doing that? How are you guys doing? I want to hear from you guys. But also like, yeah, how do we frame soft Looksmaxxing into a healthy way and into a tangible way if you don't know how? I love you guys. I'm excited for what the future holds, and we'll see you in the next one.